the biggest fixture, if not the biggest fixture in England, it goes down this weekend. It's a rivalry that has dated back to decades, and as a matter of fact, the oldest football rivalry in the English Premier League. That is Manchester United against Liverpool. This time, it is a revenge mission because Manchester United were one of the earliest teams to go to Anfield this season and get a win. Now, Liverpool, a resurgent Liverpool, visits Old Trafford under Michael Carrick. Well, it was Amorim that caused the wahala at Anfield, getting a win, but maybe Michael Carrick facing the consequence. But then, let's talk about those two games. Shola, Manchester United needs to win this game for them to mathematically, realistically, they are qualified for the Champions League. Because the team that is closest to Aston Villa is about 8 points away from Aston Villa. So, yeah, so it's almost done. But then, mathematically, if Manchester United defeats Liverpool at Old Trafford, Manchester United under Michael Carrick mathematically would have qualified. Is this a game where Carrick will see it as a game that could decide his future, that could cement his place as Manchester United's substantive manager?
Yes, I think this is a very big opportunity for Manchester United to stand their ground in the top three game. And aside that, like in recent times, I think they play well. They play much more better when they play at Old Trafford, especially against rivals like Liverpool, Man City. And I think this is a very good opportunity for them. And they have the material. We have Bruno Fernandes that's been awesome and
who is also on 19 assists and
yes,
could also make a record of himself.
Yeah,
If only he has one, if he gets one assist on Sunday, he equals the record. If he gets two,
yes,
he breaks the record.
And I see him even getting an assist on Sunday. So let's see. But I think they are in a very good position to get a win.
Oh well, getting a win tactically, well, it's still. It looks like more defenders are back. Euro is back. Maguire is back. I think there's still one more game for Martinez to sell.
I think
this last game before. But then we realized that Eden Heaven was preferred ahead of Euro, and he gave a good account of himself. You see Eden Heaven keeping his place against Liverpool.
Yeah, you definitely. I see Eden Heaven keeping his place against Liverpool. I think for this game, one thing is definitely going to guarantee you goals because in their last eight out of their last 9 meetings, there has been at least 3 goals in the game. So it's definitely a match that will guarantee you goals. And for United, they haven't failed to score in a match since November. That means they've always been scoring in a match since November. And for Liverpool as well, in their last 30 matches, they've always found the net at least once. So this is a game that guarantees. It's a game that you definitely know that it's going to be a lot of goals there. And for Liverpool as well, if you look at it, they might be without their first choice goalkeeper and their second choice.
But then they're already without him. I mean, their last game against Crystal Palace, it was Woodman, Freddie Woodman, who was in goal, and he gave a really good account of himself. In fact, one of the saves led to a counter-attack that led to their second goal. So it feels like the guy, I feel like even if Mohamed really comes back now, maybe Freddie Woodman could be even ahead of him because he really gave a good account of himself.
He definitely gave a good account of himself. But then, this is a different.
He's facing Kunha,
he's
facing Shesko, he's facing
because this is like a fierce rivalry between both teams. So definitely they want to use their best players. But then, if these guys are not fit, I don't think you want to rush them back.
Yep.
I think you want to stick with Woodman because he already gave a good account of himself, and so I don't think you want to derail his morale as well.
You already brought us to personnel. So Woodman in goal. Another part of personnel that we need to look at is the right wing. So Salah is injured. There is even talks about him being out for the rest of the season. He may have played his last game for Liverpool already. But then the question is who comes in at right wing. He has been fiddling with a couple of options, Jeremy Frimpong, Federico Chiesa. But then I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, they give this young man, Rungomha, a chance. the last time he started the game, he scored a really good goal, although from the left. But he pushed Gakpo to the right, put Goma on the left. So I feel like this opening, you know, with almost not much to lose, may be an opportunity to see Rio Goma once again establish himself.
Well, it depends on what Liverpool wants to do because I still feel they'll be looking out for a very good replacement for Salah in the next transfer. And aside, I'm not sure they'll be having that strong belief in goal. Although this is the best opportunity for you to push players like that into the game
See
and
what they
see
can do
and see
before
what
you
they
go
can.
out there and get a
Before they,
player.
so because
See what this
if
guy
you
are able
don't
to do.
trust them in this kind of game, definitely, personally, they will also feel, well, maybe they don't believe in me. Maybe they don't trust my abilities enough. So, and the quality we've seen him show on the pitch, I think is good enough. The only problem there is, there are risks you take in football. If they decide to start him and he does well, fine, glory to God. But if they decide to start him and he flops, they're still going to call the slot head and say, "Oh, you don't know what you are doing. Why will you start a teenager in this kind of game?" So, but I think they can trust him in going into the game, and it can yield a positive result.
Isak is back. He got his first goal. Well, he gets first goal since the injury against Crystal Palace. You expect him to continue in that form?
Yeah, definitely. I think for Ancelot, he saw what a little bit of what he has been asking from his team against Crystal Palace. So he definitely wants to continue with Isaac. He's gotten his goal now. He want that momentum to carry on with Alexander Isaac going into his match against United.
And let's talk about Manchester United the personnel. Yes, backline will probably remain the same with Maguire and Eden Heaven. I think the real conversation will come when Lisandro Martinez comes back. If Eden Heaven is good enough to sit Lisandro Martinez on the bench. But then that'll be their next game. But let's talk about the attack. It looks like there is an issue in the attack. Last game against the Brentford, Kwa was not available. I think it was injury.
Yeah, injury. Yeah.
We're not sure if Kwa will be back. If Kwa is back, all is well. But then if Kwa is not back from injury, then there is a huge problem. And that problem is Ahmad. Because Ahmad was substituted at halftime because he had a horrific first half because he was put in that Kwa position. So what happens if Kwa is not available against Liverpool? Who does Carrick come to?
I think
Dogu also is still not available.
I think he'll still stay with Ahmad. He'll still stick with Ahmad. I think that's the best bet.
Maybe what about switch them up? Put Mbemo on the left, put Ahmad on the right. Ahmad feels like he does better when he's on the right.
I think if you look at it, this season, if we've seen Mbemo play on that wing, and he hasn't really done much in this game. I think the fact that he's predominantly a right winger. Ahmad is also predominantly a right winger. I think that's been a huge factor. So right now, you want to use Ahmad, who seems like the best bet, playing in Nkunwa's position in that left wing position. So for me, I think you might want to stick with Ahmad playing in that position, or probably bring in a Mason Mount maybe to fill in the gap a little bit.
Well, Mason Mount is a player who really has played left wing before. He played left wing at Derby County. He played left wing at Chelsea at some point. So he's a man that, yes, can fill in that left wing. You see Mason Mount maybe coming in if Kwa is still, indisposed.
I think I'll prefer even Mason Mount in that position because I see the best you can get from Ahmad is for him playing from the right because he loves to cut in. He loves to cut in. Fine, we all know Mbemo plays. I don't think there should be an argument for Mbemo playing in that left forward position, right forward position because that is where he's most deadly. But from the left, putting Ahmad on the left, I think it's going to hamper his productivity a little. So maybe they can just go for Mason Mount on that position.
Ahmad on the bench. All right, let's talk about prediction. How do you think this game goes?
Well, I feel this is the game where Liverpool will do well to control the game. If they can control the game well and restrict Manchester United, they stand a chance. But like we all know, Manchester United's strength is in their attack. So far they have Fernandes on counter. So far they have Fernandes pulling the strings in those positions. They will always score a goal. So I see them punishing Liverpool. I think I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Manchester United.
I mean, this is a match that if Mohamed Salah was available, he would have definitely loved doing this match because he has scored a lot of goals against Manchester United. I think they are like his best customer right now. So against Liverpool right now, the likes of Isak, Lambert, they will need to stand up and start scoring goals. And United have only lost one in their last 6 games against Liverpool in all competitions. So it kind of shows that maybe this team not they are not bad, so they can hold their own against Liverpool. So for me, I still feel it's going to be a 3-1 win for United. The fact that they're playing at Old Trafford, so I'm going with a 3-1 win.
3-1 win. All right, you have heard it. It looks like Manchester United gets this one and gets a double. Now, if that happens, what it means would be that Manchester United would have gotten a double against Chelsea and would have gotten a double against Liverpool.